it can seem overwhelming as
Mhm.
you're moving into learning all this new information,
Mhm.
but understand that we don't have to be experts in all this new information
Right.
by the time you end the course.
Okay, so here we go. First off, I want to thank you, Randy, for taking the time out of your weekend. We talked a little bit about it already, and you're just telling me how crazy busy you are. So the fact that you took a few minutes of your time to do this, I really appreciate that. And how are you
Well, I
today?
appreciate the invitation. So I appreciate the invitation, and it's an honor to be here with UFA. So thank you for having me.
What were
Okay.
some of the most challenging aspects of the course, and how did you overcome them?
So I can tell you right off the bat, the most challenging uh, process of this course was the resume building. That process to me was very arduous. It was just a tough time to wrap my head around years of experience and how and what was going on, and trying to remember things because it had been a while since. I'd have to kind of dust off the resume and kind of go back into the vault of memories of how to verbalize all the metrics that are needed to be on a resume. And
Right.
so that, in my opinion, was the one thing that took quite a few passes to get it right, to get those metrics in there, because they're looking for those. And so you don't want your resume reading like a job description or a job post of just tasks that were done. But going through that process of fine tuning and developing the metrics over 20 years of business experience, and really trying to push home the value of what you did in what I did in those roles, took some time. It took some time. It didn't come really quickly. So I encourage anybody, while you're on the job, and maybe this is a known thing, but it's like, while you're on the job, start logging your successes. Keep track of what you're doing, so that you don't have to go hunting for these things down the road 5 6 years later, after maybe you're moving on to a different position and you need your resume again and you're trying to put it together. So just to kind of stay up on those things.
Okay, yeah.
But
That's some pretty solid advice, kind of just keeping tabs on what you did, so you don't forget it. You're gonna forget it, really, like possibly.
exactly, I can
I
barely
mean,
remember yesterday.
right.
So,
There's only so much you can remember, so that's pretty good.
exactly.
So
Yep, it's some kind of journal system, or something to that effect, where you're keeping track of
system.
how you're positively impacting the company that you're with.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are some of the most valuable insights and takeaways that you gain from the course?
How learning something new, because most people are transitioning into this tech space, and this is a new thing for them. So becoming in sales engineering or solutions engineering, and they're moving from whatever career space they were in and transitioning into this new, it's new acronyms, it's new language, it's new understandings, and Careerist gives you really high level information regarding different facets of the tech industry, not just solutions engineering. So moving, some of the most valuable thing I took away from it was that it can seem overwhelming as you're moving into learning all this new information,
Mm-hmm.
but understand that we don't have to be experts in all this new information
Right.
by the time you end the course. It's not about you becoming the expert in this information. It is about knowing what information is, what this ecosystem of the tech space of sales engineering is built on. It's what it's built, what it's about, and
Right.
getting a better understanding of that. So not to feel overwhelmed by all the information, because you're not expected to know all of it. You can't know all of it, it comes with time. And so that was one of the things that I felt was, the most valuable to me, is like, taking your learned experience of the career that you've had, and how to translating that into what it is to be a sales engineer, and not feeling overwhelmed by all the information.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath, understand you're just getting high level understandings about the world of sales engineering, and how you can apply that and learn and grow. And it also helped to look at different facets of it, and like where you want to like plug in the world of tech. There's many facets, there's fintech, there's ed tech, there's med tech, there's cybersecurity, so we kind of like look at a lot of those different things, and be able to like kind of get the juices flowing as to where we would fit in,
Right.
and that what excites you, what bubbles up and goes, ooh, that sounds like something I want to know more about. So that was the most valuable thing. I got to learn more about myself in that process, and like what I like and what I don't like,
Yeah.
where I want to be, where I don't want to be, things like that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So Randy, a lot of people who are going to be watching this are people who
Yeah.
have heard about careers and they're just like kind of skeptical, they're on the fence, or they're not as far as you are in the process. What advice would you give somebody who's looking into getting into careers?
I would say, get your mind right. Just get your mind right, prepare for the long haul, and trust in yourself, have some confidence in in your ability. You've come this far, you've survived, you've made it, you've learned other skills, and you've been in other jobs, you've been in other places. And so this is nothing that you can't do. It's nothing that you can't achieve. It's nothing that you can't conquer or become an expert in, or something of that nature. So it's keep your mind focused on the positive in this journey, and look at it as a journey, and that you're learning something new, to give yourself some grace, give yourself some room to be new, to be green, and to make mistakes, or to not understand a concept, and to challenge yourself in researching something and diving deeper into something that you're interested in. And so for me, my biggest advice for myself and for anybody else watching is it's all in it's how you control this up here, how you control the mind, and not to allow that fear factor to get in, or the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or the doubt to creep in, to think that that you're not capable of doing something like this, because we all are. It's just a learned skill.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we're almost at the end. There are a couple more questions. So I know,
Okay.
I don't know if you're big on social media or not, but there's this thing going around where people will be like 1 out of 5 stars or 0 out of 5 stars. I wouldn't recommend it. It's trash. Or the opposite.
Oh, okay.
If that's the case, the question for you is, what would you give careers 1 through 5? How many stars would you give it?
I'm kind of waffling between 3.75 and 4. Okay. And I say that because, right? If
So
decimal
specific.
points are allowed, I don't know, so, I say that because with all things, there's always room for growth, and there's always room for a next level of mastery. And careerist is great, but are they the end all be all, and is everything lined up and ducks in a row, and everything is like top of the top, top notch, and excellent? No, there isn't. There's glitches, it's run by humans, so it's kind of like, human beings are involved, so there's always room for improvement, there's always room for growth. So I'm kind of one of those people that doesn't give a 5-star out to anybody anyway. So unless I'm just blown out the water, just
Hey,
a
your
maze,
fives have to mean something.
like the bee's knees.
Your fives have
What's
to,
that?
your fives have to mean something. Because if
Oh
everybody
yeah.
the
Oh,
five,
big
you
time.
know, is it
Yeah.
really a
I
five?
don't hand those out. I don't hand those out lightly or easily, like,
Yeah,
so I would give it 3.75 to 4 stars, somewhere right in there.
okay,
And I think that's pretty solid,
okay.
for yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, last question.
I think
So
okay.
people are gonna see this. Some people are you're gonna resonate with them. Um, if somebody would like to get in touch with you, what would be the best way?
Sure. I'm on LinkedIn. That's I could just probably toss that back into one of the other questions is get on LinkedIn as soon as you can if you're not. I was not on LinkedIn. And so, there's this thing with 500 connections that everybody's frantic about. So understanding that is a good thing. But I am on there now. And I can Randi Bilbo is you can just look me up. I'm the only Randi Bilbo on LinkedIn. So you'll be able to find me there.
Okay, awesome. That was all the questions. Was there anything else you wanted to say before we end this?
No, other than thank you so much for this opportunity. And I'm happy to share my insights and my journey and, my time at Careerist. And it's been a ride. It's been a ride. That's for sure. Lots of information. So, but it's all valuable and it's all worth it. So
Yeah, I hear you on that. Hey, well, I appreciate you taking the time. Like I said before,
yes.
because you're so busy. You just inspired me, actually. I need to get on some of the moves you're making to get these things done.
Find balance. Work on finding balance. Sometimes I can be a little more on the extreme side of things. So, balance it out, right? Don't go too far where you can't, you don't have enough room to breathe. But I appreciate you.